Good morning, One Point Partners. We had a good weekend. So here's what's going on in the market, right? That's supposed to be Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell at the helm of an aircraft, and he induced a little turbulence this last week at the Fed meeting. Now, they did not raise or lower the Fed funds rate, which kind of drives most of the economy. But he did say that his term is ending in May, and he's not leaving. He is taking the option to remain on as a voting member of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors who vote on what they do rate wise as the economy moves. And he's essentially taking away the opportunity for the current administration to have a majority. So, because he'd be replaced and appointed by someone on top of the new Fed chair, Kevin Warsh. He's going to stay on board. It's kind of unprecedented, but they've been doing this for a while, and I think he wants to, protect his legacy and in thinking about protecting the economy as well. Bottom line, the Fed did not move the Fed funds rate last week, and that would have been okay for the 30-year fix, but Powell's verbiage once again kind of betrayed us a little bit, and rates kind of went up a little bit. They're moving around quite a bit right now, and it is turbulent. So keep the trade tables up and the seatbelt on as we move forward here. We're still, though, we're holding in the fives and sixes. We haven't seen a rate movement so big that it makes the front page somewhere, that it makes, the news stories. So as far as I'm concerned, I answered this question the exact same way. Rates are in the fives and sixes, and it's a great time to purchase. What's your situation? Business as usual. What else we got here? Okay, on that note, it's important. In March, 47% of real estate transactions were on investment properties. This is March of 2026, 2 months ago. Typically, it's about a third, but they have shot up quite a bit, and I think a lot of it has to do with the no-income investment property loans that we're doing. And now on those things, you can actually put on a 1 to 3 year prepayment penalty, which pushes the rate, allows the rate to be much, much lower on those. It's a very competitive rate, but now it's even better. And as we saw that come into view a little bit for some lenders, I think some investors hopped into the market because it's much easier for them to have a property that cash flows, even with rates in the fives and sixes. And rates are in the fives and sixes on these investment properties. So also, you can purchase an investment property with as little as 15% down, and I have decent rates on that too. So the combination of loans with no income documentation required and a much smaller down payment is resulting in a lot of people taking advantage of the income producing property, multifamily investment property market. And I'm not saying that half of your business should be investment properties, but it could be. You could be out there maybe working to find a different type of a buyer, and I'm here for you to help do any kind of a scenario you might need. Run the numbers, do whatever you want to do, but take a look and consider this now. Also, I'm going to touch this one more time as far as owner-occupied properties go, and that is my little comparison about the cost of waiting if you're not in the market. So take a look at this. I have one for a smaller price point, a 400 price point as well. But we go across the top for appreciation. Homes go up in value as rates come down here. We got the left side right here. 6.25 right now on a loan amount of 552. They're putting 15% down. 552, 625. Principal and interest is 33.96. Well, they want to wait because 6.25 bothers them. They're going to wait until rates are 5.25. Okay, let's look at that. By the time rates go from 6.25 to 5.25, I would think a 10% appreciation level would be reasonable. So across the top here, we go 3, 5, 7, 10% appreciation is this column here. 5.25 is down here at the bottom left. So what do we got here? We have a P&I. When rates get to 5.25, of 33.49. 33.49 compared to today's P&I of 33.96. It's less than $50 a month, but you have lost the appreciation from the home being valued at 650 to 715. That's cost of waiting. Also, you're not writing off mortgage interest, you're paying rent, and your rent is going up every year. So this is a great tool, and I can customize it to a different price point. If you have clients that are on the fence for that very reason, it's quick to do. I've got it in chat, the formulas, and it's fun to see how it's a myth. You know, a lot of people are missing out on opportunity. But yeah, that's what I have for you this week. That's it. Thank you so much. Have a good day.